Welcome to Growing Younger Health and Fitness podcast designed for people over 40. Hi guys, Gavin and Alex here again with another podcast. And the topic of today's video is the 5 fitness myths that people over 40 should stop believing in. That, kind of misguide you and, cause a lot of misunderstanding and confusion. So we'll start with number 1. Training makes you bulky. That mostly affects women over 40 who think that if they start resistance training, strength training, they're going to get arms like Arnie, and then, that's why they don't do it. Do you want to?
So it's a common thing. So I think what it is, a lot of women in particular. I've had actually some men say this to me as well. And I think because they already feel bulky because they're overweight anyway, they think if they start resistance training, they're going to actually get bulky, right? Yeah. But the reality of it is, you're not. The bulk that you have in your body is essentially come from body fat that you don't want. So when you start to lose body fat, weight training is a critical component of that. And I think a lot of people underestimate how much muscle they can put on. So even a man, even Alex and I now getting into our 40s and stuff, reality of it is, we at best, we can only put on 3 to 4 kilos a year of muscle if we train perfect and our diet is perfect, right? Yep. So for a woman to think they're going to do that is just crazy. They haven't got the testosterone, they haven't got the genetics, they're not working probably hard enough anyway. But what a lot of the time is, people, when you're trying to get stronger, you're not trying to build more muscle, you're trying to replace the muscle you've already had and you've lost, which is replaced by body fat. So it's kind of a big myth. So when you're weight training, you got to think of it in terms of you're training to get stronger, so you can do more activities in daily life. So you can lift your shopping up, play with your grandkids, all those things. So you will not get bulky. Certainly for over 40, you just haven't got the genetics and you haven't got the testosterone, you haven't got anything in there, and it's the body fat that I think you're getting confused with.
You certainly won't look like one of those people in a bodybuilding magazine.
No.
Just straight up, that's not going to happen.
No.
I mean, these people, they spend hours and hours and doing lots of things to become that way. So if it was that easy.
Oh, totally, yeah. That's it, yeah. You talk about top 1% of people as well in those magazines, right? That's right. Yeah, they're not showcasing general people. It's impossible.
Yeah. Cool. Number 2, I don't have time. So that's a very common myth. You don't have time to exercise. You don't have time to eat healthy or do other things for your fitness and health. Actually, I did a podcast just a week ago on how to get 5 hours of free time a day. And that basically boils down to one fact. So in New Zealand, right now, on average, this is official stats, 3 hours, people spend 3 hours a day watching television, okay? And this is across pretty much all ages, particularly more so people over 40, and 2 hours each day on social media. So 5 hours of total a day, okay? Now, I'm not saying this is 5 hours for you. It might be, maybe a little bit more television or a little bit less television and more social media, or maybe some other stuff, browsing the internet or whatever else. Wasteful activities, right? If you really watch carefully, there will be something. There will be something you can cut down, and then you can use it in, with a bit more helpful results for you, okay? So, it could be you only need 45 minutes a day, isn't it?
To be honest,
if that, yeah.
I think this time thing is very much an excuse, right? And it's about lack of priority. So people think they got to train 4 hours a day to get fit and healthy, and you don't. So if I had to give a real general guideline, if you did 2 to 3 strength sessions a week of about 30 to 40 minutes of strength training, okay, that's all it is. And then cardio to keep your heart healthy, you're looking at 150 minutes of cardio per week, which is a 20-minute walk, right? So most people we speak to, and I check their track steps and stuff, they do 3,000 to 5,000 steps a day. That's sedentary. That isn't even. So if you did an extra 2,000 steps a day, would give you your 20 minutes a day to give you 150 minutes a week. That's all you need to do to start getting your cardiovascular health and thing, right? So I guess your weekly commitment is about 4 hours a week, 5 hours a week, maybe at most. That's all you need to do. And the other thing then is that people think they haven't got time to eat healthy. This always makes me laugh, because like to eat healthy is just you already eat McDonald's now. Let's say just eat a salad instead. There's no extra time involved. You think there is, but there's not. You're still cooking anyway. You cook healthy options, and in fact, it takes less time because if you're not snacking on junk food, then you're not snacking at all. Therefore, you're not actually using any time anyway. So therefore, it doesn't cost any time. If that makes sense.
That's like eating healthy does not take more time. Just plain simple.
Yeah,
really, isn't it?
That's right.
Cool. Next one is I have to stop eating food that I a lot of people believe that to become healthier they have to stop eating food that they love, which is not true. You obviously have to adjust the amounts. So if you like chocolate, you probably shouldn't be eating 2 slabs of chocolate a day, right? But you can still have some chocolate. If you want a glass of wine, you can still have a glass of wine. But it all comes down to calorie intake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Calorie balance. So as long as you fit in within your calorie allowance for the day, then that's fine. It just means that if you have an extra glass of wine, you just go for an extra walk to burn it off. You know, that pretty much, am I saying it correctly?
Yeah, for sure, that's right. I mean, you think of it, right? But I think sometimes you got to zoom out a little bit. So if you like giving up the foods that you love, you don't have to do that. So let's just say you eat 5 times a day and you eat 7 days a week. Was that 35 meals a week, is it? 35 meals a week. Yeah. Mental arithmetic was great, right? So 35 meals a week. If you had 5 of those meals, or wherever you wanted to be across the week, and the rest of them are healthy, it's not going to make a blind bit of difference at all. Yeah. So if you wanted to have fish and chips on a Monday night, you could do that, to be honest with you. Like I say, 1 meal out of 35 is not going to make a difference, and you know, obviously you could then taper back the next day and just cut out snacks or have 1 glass of wine less or whatever. That's all it is. Like, you don't have to cut it out. You just have to have moderation, and you can't do these things every single day. It's like ridiculous, right? You can't do that. So yeah, you don't have to cut out anything at all, really. You just got to cut it down to moderation. Yeah. And look at it on a week as opposed to, you know.
And I think it's something you get used to it, like just moderation. It's just sometimes you're having a chocolate and you just keep eating chocolate, not because you want it, but just because it's there in front of you, and you just keep eating it anyway. I guess it's just being more conscious about what goes in your mouth as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Good.
Number 4. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Number 4 is eating healthy is expensive. Like, it's another myth. Okay. So I don't know. My take on it is like, you go to the veggie shop and people say, oh, that, you know, all the veggies are expensive and all the rest of it. Well, it's not more expensive than junk food. You know, and if you go to McDonald's, that's not cheap either. If you buy a pumpkin and cook that, like that's not expensive.
No. No, it's not. And I had a conversation exact same with a lady yesterday about getting protein. She thought protein's expensive. So it's not, because obviously you buy a kilo of chicken, right? It's $13, let's say, and that's probably the expensive end. And 100 grams is a serve. It's $1.30 per serve, right? For to get your protein in for the day. Then if you go and buy potatoes and stuff, you know, you're looking at the same 50-60 cents for a serving of potatoes, and then a salad to go with it. So you could have really good quality meals for up to $5 really, and if you cook once and you make 5 meals, it's actually nowhere near as expensive.
Yeah,
it's when you buy the junk food, then you buy the healthy food on top of the junk food, then your shopping bill becomes way more expensive because you're trying to buy both, right? But if you got rid of some of that junk food and replace it with some of the healthy food and frozen berries and frozen veggies and stuff and protein, whatever, it's actually not excuse me, it's not as bad as you think it is. It's just that you're trying to do everything.
I think the other thing is, like, obviously you get seasonal vegetables and seasonal fruits. So if it's $20 per kilo of tomatoes, well, don't buy tomatoes.
Yeah.
Buy something else. You can buy cabbage or something. You know, like that's it.
No, I totally agree.
Cool. And number 5, no pain, no gain. It mainly refers to the fact that people think that if they go to the gym, they're gonna get really sore. Every time they go to the gym, they're gonna end up pretty much spinning in bed the next day because they're in so much pain, which is not true. And as a physio, I can testify to that. If you overdo it, particularly the first time, you can end up in pain for maybe 2 or 3 days, but that's because you've overdone it. Okay. Now, our job as coaches, as people who look after and guide you through that process of training, is to give you the right amount of exercise so that you don't end up being injured. Okay, and yes, you can still get a little bit sore like the following couple of days, but it's not as bad as you think. And also, the more you do it after each consecutive training session, you get fitter, you get healthier, you get stronger. So therefore, after a few sessions, you shouldn't really be getting sore at all.
No, that's true. And I think there's something called progressive overload that trainers use, right? It just means do a little bit more than you did last week. So you just progressively overload to get stronger. So if you did 10 kilos of dumbbell curls this week for 10 reps, the next week you do 10 kilos of dumbbells for 11 reps. It's just one extra. And if you gradually increase your workouts like that, with a 1 extra squat, 2 extra squats, whatever that is, you progressively gently overload the muscles to get stronger. And I think in common terms, Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff, no pain, no gain, it's become a bit of a flex that I work so hard and whatever. It's actually there's a point of diminishing returns after that anyway, in terms of overtraining and not enjoying it. And all those things happen, it's actually more negative. Whereas if you go into something with a bit more conservative approach and think of it as a long game and gently pushing the boundaries a little bit, you should never really be sore.
The problem with guidance and taking little increments, little baby steps, you shouldn't have to be in pain at all. Simple as that.
But when was the last time you got sore from training?
Yeah.
Really sore? You sore now?
I kill myself in the gym, but that's not a. I'm not I guess the typical.
Yeah. But I don't get sore anymore. I don't really train to really soreness anymore.
It's not bad. Look, I actually, to be honest, if even there's some kind of discomfort, it's something I definitely actually enjoy. It's not the sort of sore that kind of stops you from doing things. But look, I tend to max it absolutely. So I don't think everyone should be doing. You can definitely continue to be stronger and get stronger without feeling kind of any pain as a consequence the next day. So
that's fair. That's good. That's fair. Good.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Good. See you next video.
Okay guys, so I hope you found the podcast of value. If you did and you're struggling with your own health and fitness journey, there's a link in the description for a free discovery call with me. And that free discovery call, we're going to cover off a little bit about you, your history, your goals, what you want to achieve, and maybe we can help you or not with your own health and fitness goal. So if that does sound like something that you'd like to do, then click on the link in the description, and I look forward to chatting to you in the very near future. Have a good day guys, bye bye.